Good morning, everyone. First of all, I wanted to thank you for expressing interest in our beta early release access to Service Roller. I also wanted to introduce myself. My name is Anita Hodzik, and I'm an owner of a cleaning company, BA House Cleaning, located in the San Francisco Bay Area. We currently have 18 employees, and the reason behind this software is because we've been jumping from one program to another, using four different programs to achieve what we need to achieve to run our business. And even with all those programs and costs, we're still not nearly as efficient as we would like to be. So I would like to quickly take a really short tour of our software and show you some basic things. In return, if you want to send me some feedback, I'd love that. That would be great. But here we go. This is the dashboard. It literally talks about your this week, this month, how it's looking like this year, and that kind of stuff, like customer wise. Here we go. We also see these graphs. You can do a custom range for for how long you want to see it. In here, it kind of tells you about confirmed and active appointments, how many are added by the business, how many appointments are booked in each month, which is really nice to know. If these are upcoming appointments, and this is how it kind of looks like. You can edit it, you can check in, you can reverse the back to pencil in, you could look at the history. What's really nice about this, it'll actually tell you who changed what. And that's amazing for accountability when you have multiple people in the office working, on your scheduling, which is our situation right now. If you go into this appointment section, it'll literally show you appointments. You could do a day view, week view, or a month view. You could do multiple staff members. If something is dashed like this, that just means it's not been confirmed. Let's see, the next thing I'll go is you have complete control over your pricing and services. So you could add any type of service here. It doesn't necessarily have to be a cleaning service. It could be, I don't know, carpet cleaning, it could be a commercial cleaning, whatever it might be. But for example, this move out cleaning one, you can control the tag color, which means that's the color it'll show up on your calendar. You can create an image for it, which will show up on online booking. You can create add-ons. You can completely control the pricing of. You can price it by property, by another method. There's various different ways to control your pricing, and we could create another video explaining exactly in detail how this is done. But what's most important is what you do here automatically updates the pricing on your booking form online. So when your customers are booking online or trying to get their quotes, it's automatic. And the pricing you run internally are the same as your customer would see on your website, which is really nice to have. In here, you can create a schedule for your people, and you can create availability for the business. You can add any breaks that you would like to add for the business, and that works for all staff members. Off time, let's say your off time is you're closed after 5 to 6, or 5 to 9 for every single team. You can do that. What's really nice also is you can create off days. For example, January 1st, obviously we're closed, so that way you could do that. You can actually, if you're taking a vacation, you can completely mark the whole month as closed. In here you have staff, and you are able to control, you can create a password for them to log in. They're able to see they're not able to see this, but you're able to control which type of services this particular staff member is going to perform or is able to perform. If this person requests a day off, you can always add it in here, a break, if it's a break, or an entire day, you can mark it off, and they will not be available for bookings. What's really nice here is your customers. This here will tell you exactly how many bookings they have and that sort of stuff. But also, when you click on a customer, what's really nice is you can actually send a text message by clicking on here, and it actually opens it here, and then you can close it off and go back to that customer. If you would like to send an email, what's really nice is that you could select multiple templates that you could create and send it to this particular customer. So no need to retype these email, the same emails over and over again, which is really nice. The chat history, and this shows which team member was sending this chat. If a customer replied or whatever. In here, you also are able to see total amount of money that we've actually collected from this customer, or how much business we've done for this customer, how much we have collected, and if they owe us any money, and that's in red. And that's super important. If we want to put client notes in here, let's say, I don't know, this customer wants this and this and this, it's really, really important. We can delete the note, whatever we want to do there. It shows a map where the customer is located. Labels, super important, if you want to know if this customer is weekly, bi-weekly, or whatnot. Future bookings are in here. If you click on it, you can actually view their future booking. You can make changes to it if you need to. You can delete it, which is essentially a cancellation. In here, you can actually see an invoice that this is a brief invoice, but if you want to show more, let's say details of this invoice, you can actually look at it here, and it'll show all the, this is what they've had done, and this time, they've done this extras. Okay, looks like we did receive some payment. We did receive full payment, and as a matter of fact, customer wants us to send them an invoice. Sure, we can send them an invoice. We can even change. It defaults to customer email address, but we can go ahead and change that to any other email. Like, let's say if they want us to send an email to someone else, their husband or another coworker that they're working with, if it's a commercial account. But if this was not to be paid, literally we could just check this, and they're going to receive a link to make a payment online, which is instantly going to be applied here. Super, super nice to have. We'll go back to the customers and see if there's anything else we didn't go through. In here, you're also going to be able to see campaigns received, automatic messages received. These are messages like reminders, follow-ups, etc. Quotes, if they have a pending quote, they have not accepted it. So you can go ahead and accept it for them, but which I don't recommend. But this just kind of shows you a little bit about that quote. You could see the details in the quotes section. So the next section is our marketing section, which is really nice as well. These are you can schedule newsletters to go out to particular list of customers, campaign templates. You can import and export stuff. And this looks like a lot because we've just been playing around with it, but once you create a brand new company, then you have a lot cleaner plate where you can, add, edit, whatever. New bulk email and SMS, so you can go ahead and send bulk SMSs, which is really nice. Let's say a holiday is coming up and you have customers that are on schedule. You can go ahead and select all those customers, search them in here, and select them, and tell them, or you can filter them by, by service type or last booking days. And you can go ahead and select them and send them all the same type of message. Hey, your booking appears to be on this and this day. We're closed. Please call our office or reply to this text letting us know what other days would work. When they go ahead and reply, you're going to get a notification here. There's a chat waiting for you. In the quote section, we have multiple quotes. We can create new quote. We can use a template, which are controlled in your settings. Expiration date can be set up. You can view your sent quotes if they're pending, accepted, or whatnot. The accepted ones you can go ahead and view here. These are also going to show in your customers area in the bottom where I showed you earlier. You can see the unaccepted quotes. So if we need to follow up on these, we can go ahead and do that. What's really nice about this also is the POS. I've had the hardest time with different types of software where I just have to click on each particular appointment to create an invoice. What's really nice about this is you can create invoices and you can actually pick a time. Let's say for January, I don't know if we have any appointments for January, but from January until, let's say, yesterday, any appointments that have not been invoiced, I want to see them. Here we go. Here's a list of all the appointments. So that makes sure that you are actually creating invoices, that you're not working for free. You can also look at the invoices for that period of time. And it'll tell you if they're unpaid or, this will tell you they're unpaid, so you have to collect payment, which is, again, super nice when you have multiple customers that either didn't leave a check or whatnot. In the report section, we have various reports that, like a booking report, you can click, select the ones that are completed, active, canceled by staff, marked as no-show, rescheduled, whatnot, dates. You could export a customer list in here. By the way, you can also import customer list in the customers section. Service report. You can do support tickets. Payment report. So this shows you all payments for a certain amount of time, payment date, amount, for if there are any discounts are showed up in here. If you're charging tax, they're here, net total, if they made a partial payment, and also how they made that payment. If they paid cash, if they paid Stripe, check, whichever the situation might be. And then this is a really, really nice area, an important area of the piece of software is settings. It's where you control all your stuff. You're able to put your business name, your address, your phone number, your logo. If you want to show your company address in the headers and show company logo, you can enable that. And then in the general section, you're able to select zip codes that you're servicing. What does that mean? That means when you're booking online or when a customer is booking online, if their zip code is not listed in here, they're going to get a notification saying, sorry, we're not servicing. It appears that we're not servicing your zip code. Why we didn't put cities in there? Because there are cities that are in a larger size and with multiple zip codes, and some zip codes you may not want to service. So that is why we have it by zip code and not by the city. Time interval, that's how often your bookings are set up. And then here you're telling them they cannot book before, it has to be 8 hours from now for them to be able to book an appointment online. And it has to be within the next 6 months. Or you could change that to whatever you want. 4 months, 1 month. Reschedule buffer time. What kind of currency? Is it United States dollars? Is it Kingdom pounds? Or which is your price format? You can pick different ones. We use, obviously, in the United States, this one. We want the currency symbol before. Tax, flat rate percentage, or you could put, flat rate 0% if you're not charging taxes. or you can just disable taxes altogether. Partial deposit, you can pick how much do you want to charge for. You want to charge a percentage of the cost that they get online, or do you want to charge a flat fee? You can go ahead and put any notes about that deposit in there. You can go ahead and create, we're going to have a default thank you page, but if you want them to be redirected to this page on your website, you're more than welcome to put that on here as well. Your cancellation policy, super important that they actually know what the cancellation policy. And then there's some other here, appointment auto confirm. No, for us particularly, we like to confirm our appointments. We want to make sure everything's correct and that kind of stuff. Privacy policy usually is located on your website. If you have one, you'd paste that URL in here. This kind of controls how your online booking is set up, the form that they get, big images or drop down design, and you can play around with those and then look at your design view and that kind of stuff. Here is a section that is on the right side of your booking form online. So you can see that that controls that. I might be able to actually look at that later, but in here you're able to control the appearance. So you're able to control the appearance of the form on your website and of how your internal system looks like. If one day you feel like you want to look at pink colors, you're more than welcome to do that. And it feels like you're using a brand new system. And if one day you want to look at blue or green, you can do that. If you want, this also controls the website, the booking online. If you want the coupon code and checkout, or guest user checkout, do they have to register to check out or not? Is this a new customer checkout? Yeah. Time format and date picker, login page. Usually I keep these blank. They're a little more advanced. How do you want to accept payment? You can enable payment, PayPal Express, Authorize.net, Stripe, or pay locally, which is usually cash. You can enable or disable. You'd have to put your own secret key in here or authorize it, whichever way that particular payment system requires. In here, email notifications, if you want to receive them, you can enable them here, or you can disable them. If you want customers to receive them as well, you can create how much in advance you want them to receive an email. If you want to use your own email server, you can go ahead and put those items in here. Otherwise, it's the default ones, ours. Email templates are in here. You can go ahead and change to whatever you want it to say for your email templates, payments, whatever. These are our generic default ones. This is our generic email default ones, but you also have automatic messaging, which is super, super cool. You can add any type of template in here, and automatic messaging, you can actually set up future messages to go out based on the type of service. So if you have a customer who has booked a move out cleaning service, you may want to send them an email 11 months later saying, hey, or maybe you're moving again, would you need to have your place cleaned? And maybe even put a coupon in there. Same goes for carpet cleaning, or maybe for one-time cleans. They're usually done between every 1 and 3 months maybe, or whatever the case may be. You can set it up here, so you don't have, your customers will be coming back to your business. You could also do follow-ups, or due for a visit. You can appointment confirmations. So there's different ones that different type of messages you can do in here. Birthday wish, due for a visit, appointment confirmation. So what's really nice about this is you can create appointment confirmation based on the type of service. So if they're booking a move out cleaning, they may not want to see the same type of email as your weekly or bi-weekly client would. SMS notifications, this will show you and the ability to purchase credits to be able to use SMS. And you put how many credits you want, and that works as a chat platform, as reminders, and you have your own phone number, which is super, super nice to have. You have SMS template, you can turn them on. to receive them. Sometimes you may want to set up a text message 2 hours before the appointment and then have another email that goes out like a day before. And then this SMS would literally serve as just like a heads up. Manage form fields in here are pretty much requirements and the restrictions in terms of how many characters you want in, like postal code. You may want it to be between 5 and 10 characters, or do you want to make it required? Yeah, I want the phone number to be required. When they're booking online, they must have a phone number, and we must have their address, obviously. Those are the, you can make them required fields. Promo code, whenever you have a promotion going on, you can add a new one, and that's when you can actually even do the marketing campaign and send it out to certain groups of people, however you set them up, in terms of their labels, if they're weekly, bi-weekly. And this is where those customer labels come in. You can create any ones that you want, and these are internals. Customer cannot see these, and you're able to, it's easy for you to identify a customer that you are looking at. This gives you the ability to control your access for staff. Since your staff is going to be able to, on a field, clock in and clock out, you can control exactly what they see on the appointments. Do you want them to see all bookings? Do you want them to, perform operation? Should they be able to update appointment? Usually no. They should not be able to view by staff. They should be able to only view their own. However, if you have a manager on staff, then they might need the whole access, including to the chat and quoting section and whatnot. Quotes. This is where you have your templates. You can create them here, make them look as beautiful as you want or not. Highlight, put in your image, your logo. If you know HTML, you can go ahead and do that as well, but it's simple to use if you don't. Invoice settings. What's really nice about invoicing, you can create your start number and you can create your payment instructions, which is going to show up on your bottom of your email. Your payment terms, you can do default in here, 7 days due upon receipt or whatever. You can hide the business details, hide payment history on the forms. So it doesn't, on the invoice, so it doesn't show like, okay, they've made a deposit and then they made this and they made this. That's totally up to you. This is embedded code, and this is the code that you would put on your website for customers to be able to book. And you can go ahead and put it to show up in the body of the email, or you can do a button click, and then you would just copy and paste this and put it in your site, or have your webmaster do that, or we might be able to help you set that up as well. And then we have a built-in sample data for cleaning companies specifically, that you can remove that sample data or you can import that sample data. And it just kind of helps you, like, you can always edit that or remove it, but it kind of helps you to visualize things in just a little bit more user-friendly when someone's brand new, and we don't want to, we want you to be able to see our software in action. You can also go into, if you see like number 1 or number 2 in a chat section, you can go in here. These are your most recent chats. You can search a client and say, okay, I want to send a message to, I don't know, Anita. Okay, so here we go. It'll come up. Okay, here's Anita Hodzik, and then we have Anita this. If you close them, they go down here and into this box, and you can close them all together. You could just go ahead and send message, and it goes to her cell phone. She has no way of knowing whether you're sending it from your text message. And what's really nice is that all of your staff is able to see those SMS messages, history, and send them. And not necessarily, it's not tied to your particular cell phone. At any point in time, if you need help with the software, there's our phone number, and then there's our email address, and soon we'll have a chat section in here as well. But that is literally most of it. Again, staff, when they log in, they have limited access, so they are going to be able to clock in and clock out and put notes in their appointment. That's about it. They should not be able to do anything else. The field employees should not be able to do things like that. So that's pretty much the bulk of it. I would love to hear your feedback. Let me know what you think. And I hope you guys like it. Feel free to drop me an email at info@serviceroller.com. Thank you so much for watching.